Chelsea Football Club have faced a massive blow off the pitch, and it looks like a lot of the fans think the blow is continuing on the pitch. The reality is the sponsorship with Riyadh Airline is not going to happen again. We've got the scoop of why it's not going to happen again, and the plans for next season, well, we've got a kind of indication of who's going to be on the front and who's going to be on the side. A lot of you say, why do you care? Because it helps with buying players. Secondly, Jhon Duran. Aston Villa have set a ridiculous fee, and when you hear it, you're literally going to say, but you don't play him. Literally. But Chelsea are willing to pay it, which makes it even more ludicrous. However, I do rate the player, and I'll break the story down, what's going on. Fabrizio basically gave us a nice little timeline. And finally, the Levi Colwill news. It's not ending. His camp is still talking to Bayern Munich, and I'm going to explain to you why they're doing it and how Levi could basically put an end to all of this, but he hasn't at this moment in time. So let's get into it. Let's break the stories down. It's been a little bit of a quiet day for news, but I got you. So hit the like button. 1,000 likes goes a massive way and tells everyone else on YouTube you kind of need to watch it. Subscribe if you're new, because you're kind of liking the energy if you made it this far in 2024. And more importantly, in the comments below, let me know, do you want Jhon Duran at Chelsea? Yes or no? It's as simple as that. Yes for no, you want him? No, you don't. And here are the results from the poll that some of you voted at on the community page, and I love you guys for that. Let's get into it. Alright, so the Jhon Duran news is the big news at this moment in time. A lot of people are saying it's a mid-table signing. Some people are saying Chelsea are going to be in a relegation battle. And I'm saying you guys are overreacting. I think Jhon Duran is a good player. I really do. And I want to start off by saying that. I think Jhon Duran is a 20-year-old striker. Strikers usually develop and come into their own in and around the age of 24 to 27. That's when we start seeing consistency from them. That's when we start seeing the rest of their game catch up. However, what Jhon Duran has at this moment in time is a great physique, beautiful ball striking ability. I love people that can slap a ball top bins. He literally generates power with no backlift, and what's great about it is he's not scared to shoot, because he knows he's got the technique and the ability to score all different types of finishes. However, Jhon Duran isn't ready to lead the line at Chelsea. I'm telling you that for free now. If we do sign him, there can't be an expectation that this is our number 9. And the good thing about this is we got Nicholas Jackson, who got us 15 goals last year, and I think it was 17 or 18 in all competitions last year. So he's got another like 40 games under his belt in top flight football. So now he's in and around the 100 mark, and we almost know what we're going to get from him. But more importantly, we've got Christopher Nkunku, who's going to be leading the line next year. So please stop panicking. Now to the news, what's going on. Fabrizio Romano is saying that Chelsea, whilst having talks about Gallagher with Aston Villa, are now talking to, having initial discussions with Aston Villa over Jhon Duran. Aston Villa value him at 50 million euros. That's around about 40 million pounds. My question is, what on earth are they smoking? Because they should stop. Look, first of all, it is bad for you. Second of all, if this is the type of decisions that you're making, it's terrible for you. Because on what planet is Jhon Duran worth 40 million pounds? You don't play him. If you don't play him, why are we paying 40 million pounds? So please make it make sense. Secondly, Duran is keen to join Chelsea. I bet he is. Why would you want to stay at Aston Villa? Because in the long term, you know Chelsea's going to be bigger than Aston Villa. We are going to get back to normal. And I'm telling you that now. Stop believing we're a mid-table club. The squad is a lot better than you saw in the last 2 years. And more importantly, Poch already was having us in an upwards trajectory. We already finished 6th. So imagine next year when there is no injury problems, and imagine next year when we actually have a structure, and imagine next year when we have a defense. Come on, guys. We're going to be back in the top 4 next season. I'm almost certain of that. So I understand why Duran wants to move. The part that makes me laugh is, why are Chelsea spending 40 million? Because they believe he is going to be somebody that slaps in the future, and they're going to have to pay 100 for him. I think it's too much of a risk. 40 million is massive. Like, it is a fee that is not worth on a gamble. However, I'm going to say this. Palmer, Wharton, Andre Santos are players that we have rigorously all looked up and said, why are we doing this business? Or why are we trying to get him? Well, all 3 of them, one's gone to Palace and absolutely slapped, one went to Strasbourg and absolutely slapped, and will be back in our squad next year, and Palmer is gone to the Euros. So the reality is, they kind of know what they're doing. Whilst they get some wrong, I always say it's the 60-40 rule. You get 60% of the transfers right, 40% of them go wrong, and that's just the reality of the transfer window. So Chelsea, according to Fabrizio, are going to have further talks, and they're trying to wrap up this deal. Personally, I think the deal is going to happen. The fee, I don't know how much it's going to. The second piece of news is regarding Levi Colwill. Levi Colwill came through the Chelsea Academy, went on loan to Huddersfield, smashed it, came back, went on loan to Brighton, smashed it, had a whole transfer saga, signed a new contract, became our captain for a few games, got injured, basically missed the majority of the season from January onward, and now the rumours have heated up again about him leaving. Fabrizio said Chelsea, unless they get a stupid offer, are not selling the individual. We know that. I spoke about that yesterday. But now there are rumours from Sky Germany coming out that conversation with his camp in Bayern has still happened. And what I'm going to tell you guys is, I'm not surprised. And I'm going to explain why. Players have agents and representatives, people that represent their best interests, not the clubs they work for. These agents get paid more money when these players move. So what is happening here is, Chelsea have had 2 bad seasons. And with 2 bad seasons comes with exit strategies. Players are like, maybe we should think of an exit strategy. And his representatives go, no problem, we'll go sort that out for you. So they're talking to Bayern Munich, and he's such a talented individual that obviously Bayern are interested. The problem here is Bayern can't afford him, and it's not going to be an achievable deal. They're going to get Jonathan Tah, the person that can shut all of this down. We saw Enzo Fernandez do it. Links and rumors came out. He basically came out and said, I'm here to stay. I'm here to fight. I'm here to prove myself. I want to die for the badge. Basically said that. And Levi, it'll be nice if you just come out and say that, you know? Maybe tweet a little picture. Maybe do something that makes the rest of us go, you know what? Levi Colwill still wants to be here. Something so little that will just ease the fan base's nerves. He doesn't have to do it, but he can do it. Listen, these players are on social media. They have group chats. They get sent things all the time. There's a reason certain players have blocked me on Twitter. Well, their parents have, because I tweet stuff without atting them. Someone would have sent it to them. They don't want to see that. So I am never abusive, but I critique their game. So the reality is, he definitely has seen these rumors. He knows that these conversations are happening. He can shut it down. He's not. That's his prerogative. He can shut it down or he can't. But I don't think he's going anywhere. The final piece of news is a little bit worrying for me, because Chelsea Football Club at this moment in time off the pitch need to start winning to be dominating off that pitch. Whilst on the pitch we haven't been great, in the past we've always said at least we got the brand, at least Chelsea can go generate the money. Well, it looks like we're having a little problem. Chelsea want a multi-year deal for the front of their shirt, and they were negotiating with Saudi Airlines. I think it's called Riyadh Air, and Riyadh Air did not agree to the terms and conditions of Chelsea's contract. Chelsea wanted 50 million a year for a multi-year deal on the front of their shirt, and then 15 million on the side, and that's what they're looking for. However, Chelsea are unable to agree this deal. There are terms that they could come back to fruition at the end of the next season. So what does it look like is going to happen with Chelsea Football Club? Well, it looks like Chelsea are going to stay with Infinite Athlete. Infinite Athlete is the entity that took over Chelsea and became their main sponsor after, I think, midway through the season last year. They paid us 42 million a year for the rest of the year. And for me, this is a big deal, because it just shows that we're not closing deals off the pitch. And part of the reason is because we're not securing good enough finishes to attract sponsors to come to us. Sponsors are going to pay the money if you're winning. If you're winning, people want to be associated. When you're losing, they don't want to be associated with. It's a very simple equation. While you're up, people want to be in and around you and be your friend. When the minute you start falling, people are just going to say, you know what, mate, I ain't going to pick up the phone. I don't want to meet up with you. And that's the sad reality of how life works. So Chelsea need to start sorting their act out on the pitch, because if we don't, it's going to impact off the pitch, and that leads to impacting how we buy players. That leads to what kind of entity we are, and more importantly, that leads to the brand, which essentially just leads to on the pitch impact, because people won't want to play with us, and we won't be impacting and inspiring a new fan to become a Chelsea fan. All of that is integral, and Chelsea need to fix that next year. However, we don't need to worry about that. That's for Todd Bowley and co to worry about. It's their job to fix that. What we need to worry about is on the pitch. We can't do anything to alter it, but we can support the team and back it. Is Jhon Duran inspiring? Is Levi Colwill leaving, rumours coming out, inspiring? No. However, Levi ain't going, and Jhon Duran isn't as bad as you lot are making him sound, especially when he's a third choice. Personally, I wouldn't sign him, and I'd give David Washington that third choice, and I'd actually let David Washington play some football, because I think it's ridiculous what we've done with him. There's a player in there, he's talented enough, he's smashing out under 21. It's a matter of time the Conference League Just give him it. Let him develop and let's see what he's made of. But this was the Kavkas View. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Peace out, I'm out. Have a lovely day.